What's going on, guys? Today we're going to start looking at the Diamo Retro 50 scooter. The whole thing about this is, let me give you the background. So the folks I got it from bought it new and rode it 495 miles, as you can see there. Still have the dealer tag here. So this was bought in 07. Now, I don't know how long it took them to get these miles, but they said one day it just wouldn't start, so they never rode it again. Fast forward to 2022, and it's in my shop. So what can I tell you about it? It's practically brand new, guys. This was down on the shore, down in the Chesapeake area. We even have a dealer tag from Chestertown, Maryland. I don't know if you're still in business, but shout out to Corey Motors Company. I'll have to look you up. But anyway, brand new bike practically. One day it didn't start, so it was parked. So we need to look at three things: gas tank, carburetor, and battery is already off. I already have a new one. That's going to be charged up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we could get this puppy to run. That's all we really need to do. So I'm going to start here. Let's grab the key. We have a good set of keys here. Not sure if all the keys go to this or not. But first thing I want to do, look at the gas in the tank. They never, I mean, you know, that was what, 15 years ago? You never know what, if they had let it sit too long, maybe bad gas was in there. And, okay. Set my gas cap aside here. Obviously, the gas is old, and we're going to have to take it out. But the gas tank itself looks really clean. So we don't have any rust issues. If we drain this, I'm going to drain this gas out the top and put it in a container. And then we'll drain out the lines. I think what we'll do, it looks like we don't have to take the gas tank out, which is nice because then I can leave all the body work on. I was ready to tear this whole thing down to get the tank out like we did on the Baja 50. And I don't think we need to do that. So we're definitely going to pull the old gas out, pull out the carburetor, look it over, make sure the carb looks nice, put on a new battery. Oh, the last thing we may need to do is do a valve adjustment on the engine. This is the GY6 engine, and they recommend a valve adjustment after the first 500 miles. So I don't know how finicky these are. Not sure that would have been the main reason that this stopped running, but it could easily be. But first thing we're going to do, I think the batteries definitely need to do. The gas needs to come out. And it could have just been the battery was weak and it didn't want to start. So let's go ahead and let's see. Oh, you know what? The seat pop for this specific motorcycle or moped, the seat pops by going like this. Put that in there, and then I think we turn it the whole way this way. There it is. Popped up. So there's a cable that runs the whole way back here to pop our seat. Which means, ooh, I forgot we had a battery charger. All the tools. Yeah, goodies. I love goodies. So that all came with it. So, very nice owners. They would love to hear about this thing running again. So, I'm going to pop this cover out, see if I can get the carburetor. I may need to take this tub out so I can get there and get easy access. So, I'll bring you back on that. Unfortunately, I thought maybe we could take out these 10mm screws. There's 4 of them. And pop this middle section out, but that's not possible. It looks like we are screwed into that from multiple areas. So I'm going to start pulling out screws. There's one down here, there's one here, and see if I can't free this up but a lot of this bodywork might have to come off because it's probably attached to this tub. So at least we got to see the carburetor. This looks exactly like the Baja SC50. So I'm getting into stuff that I realize that I know, and that's good. So it'll just take a little more time, and I'll try to get this thing freed up. And the next time you see this, I might have all this removed. I don't know. We'll see how far I need to go. All right, making some progress here. We can now see down in here. If you take 3 screws out of this one, there's one back here, one right there, and one right here. You lift up on this rear fender, and it basically pops up. You can see where it sits down on these guys. And it looks like we have some clips here. So let's do the other side. Already got the screws out. Oh, and then you're going to have a turn signal light here. You're just going to lift up. Up, up, up. We already had, you can see right here, this one was already broken. So that would just slide down right on there. So not a big deal. Actually, it doesn't look broken to me. It just wasn't sitting down quite right. I don't know. Anyway, then we twist this out and it's free. As I'm going around here, you got 2 or 3 screws here and there. If you're going to take off this panel, there's a screw there. If you're going to take off the front panel, there's a screw there. That's going to snap into this. I don't know if I need to take off the front or not. If I do, there's a screw down here, so I'm sure that'll have to come out. If you want to get this chrome piece off from around your gas tank, there's a clip on the bottom. Don't break that. There's 2 clips on either side here. See how that fits in there? So you're going to take out these 2 screws. You need to remove the gas cap. No big deal there. Remove that. Take out those 2 screws and then carefully lift up from the back. The middle things will pop out. Then you can slide that forward. And basically all the screws are the same. And I have bolts from the rear rack. Those are different. But other than that, most of them are just sheet metal screws holding plastic pieces in place. So now I'm going to put my gas cap back on and continue prying. Just be really careful because everything you're prying apart, remember, they're plastic and it'll break instantly. This has a little tab here. You're going to want to pull that out so that doesn't break off when you pull it. And I bet you if I do the same on the other side, that's going to pop out and that whole piece will probably slide backwards. Go around your mount point here. Yep, everything seems pretty free. Something down here is still mounted. I'll have to look at what's holding that tight. But I don't need to take this off. It's nice to have a nice open work spot. But don't force anything, you're gonna break it. If you want to get this whole rear piece off without removing the rear fender, there's 2 10mm bolts holding this to this bracket on the inside here, and then everything's gonna fall off. There's one on either side, and this whole sucker will come off. And all I got to do is disconnect that rear light. This little guy here. All I gotta do is pull that out, and then your rear fender's completely removed. Set that somewhere safe. There we go. That whole seat and front set came off. Like I said, I had a bolt here on both sides, and it clips in here, and clips on the other side, and that's it. And now we have the essence of, I was gonna say the Baja SC50. The essence of the Diamo. What even is it? Retro 50, sorry. Okay, so here's what we got. We got our engine down here. That's the valve cover that we take off to adjust the valves. We'll get to that if we need it. Here's the carburetor. I'm gonna take that off. Everything I'm seeing looks relatively clean. This looks a little silly. How's that? Check our throttle. Throttle response is good. I don't see any problems with that. Here's our fuel line. Wait, no. That is a vent. That's a vent line coming in here. Fuel comes in on the other side. Yeah, here's our fuel filter. I actually don't see any fuel in the line, which is very strange. Why is there no fuel in the line? And then, so what we need to do, hey, we got thunder outside. Like I said, drain out the fuel on the tank. I'm gonna move this around a little bit so I can get to it better. We should check the air filter too. There might be a clog in the air filter as to why it wasn't running. It's very strange that there's no fuel in the line. That leads me to wonder if we do have, I mean, it could have evaporated by now, but it's very strange not to have any fuel in the fuel filter. Which makes me wonder if this fuel, this is a vacuum petcock here. Are we seeing this? This could be clogged. So this needs to open up. I'm gonna drain out the fuel from the tank, and then we're gonna go after this. What I could do in this situation, I can't really show you. If this is set up the same as my other one, there should be a thing down here. I can't see down there. Oh, this looks really wet down here. This is weird. So anyway, there should be a line going from the bottom of the float bowl down there to open that up and drain it. I don't see it coming off there, but it should be there. I'll look around for it and I'll show it to you. I'm gonna put this up on the center stand and get a good look at this thing. All right, well, got under here, and we do not have an extended drain for the float bowl on the carburetor. So in order to do that, I would have to connect a drain or actually pull the carburetor out. So I guess we'll be pulling out the carburetor. But while I was down here, I figured let's look at the air filter. If you've never saw an air filter on one of these things, it's just felt or foam. Yeah, it's not felt. Wow, I felt it. So it's foam. That looks fine. I am curious why there's oil in this area. But that may have been from me. It may have laid over at some point. That oil worked its way up in here. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Oil shouldn't be in the air filter. But maybe that's just from when I leaned it over to get it in the van or something. I don't think I laid it over. But anyway, not going to worry too much about that because that really shouldn't be an issue. There's not really a reason why oil should be in there. So I guess what we'll do next is I got the battery charging. So that way we can test all the electronics. And I will drain the fuel out. And like I said, if there's no fuel here, then there's probably no fuel down here. And this might be super clean. So I could hook up some gas on this line and see if she fires over. So that might be the way we go here. Everything's looking pretty good, other than that oil being in the air filter. I did notice this a little bit. That seemed to be not quite sitting on there right. Looks like it's a little burnt. Looks like maybe it wasn't making a perfect connection. Now both of them there. So anyway, I pushed them on a little bit better. And we'll go with that. These are the screws for the oil filter housing. Looks like this may have fallen over one time. I did notice there's a couple screws that were different, so I would assume this was taken apart at one time or another. And yeah, let's drain the fuel, and I'll get this thing set up to try to turn over. Get the battery hooked up, see if we have power. And should I open up the carburetor or should I just see what happens? I'm not sure yet. I mean, it's not like we're going to be, I mean, if it cranks and fires, then we know the carburetor's fine. Still should be looked at. Do you want me to take it off? I don't know. Maybe I should. Of course I should. But like I said, if there's no gas in here, that means this is probably clean. Maybe I'll just try it. I don't know. It's easy enough to take off. Let me know what I should do.